I'll set the tone. Thursday nights, you're welcome home. So join the fray, don't miss the show. Alan and Chris are here, ready to go. They'll roast, they'll toast, they'll recommend what's creepy, what's campy, they'll horror friends. Thursday night, feel the scare. Horror talk beyond.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grave Reviews. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Chris?
We're back, baby.
Yes, we are. I'm going to tell you right now, third time's the charm. I was actually beginning to think that maybe this particular movie was cursed to us because we've been trying our best to get out of here. But, man, I tell you what, Chris has had stuff going adulting on his side. I've had stuff going on adulting on my side. And then I came down with the plague, and it took me a good 2 weeks to get over it. It was nasty and horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But that being said, by God, it's Halloween 3. Season of the Witch. Finally, we've been talking about for how long now?
There's so much tension building week after week.
We've been talking about wanting to do this this particular review. Oh my God! Literally, I think since we started, it's come up from time to time, and it's funny because I was 13, Chris, 13 years old, saw this in the theater. Didn't care that there was no Michael in it, even though that became a controversy a little bit later. But I, looking back on it right now, I kind of like the idea of what Carpenter wanted to do. Don't get me wrong. I think Halloween 4 is one of the better in the installments
I got you there.
Franchise. But the idea that he had about wanting to do something different every year that's a Halloween theme and bring other directors and writers into the fold to do them, I thought that was a really cool idea. And that is until the public said, hey,
you took away Michael Myers and you pissed some people off.
Oh, big time. So
just imagine what we would have had Carpenter been allowed to just continue an anthology series and we got a Halloween every year. What could have happened? I mean, what could have happened sooner, maybe, by bringing people into the fold to tell their own little tale. So it's hard not to wonder where we'd be. I mean, obviously, Michael Myers, and when you Carpenter's interviews, he's like, "Well, I'd be a dummy for trying to do this."
Yeah,
maybe not.
I'm sure he got paid real well for all those Michael Myers installments, but so. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 1982. It takes a wild detour from Michael Myers' stabby shenanigans, diving into a bizarre, mask-fueled conspiracy that's equal parts bonkers and bewitching. Dr. Dan Chalice, a hard-drinking doc with a knack for stumbling into trouble, teams up with Ellie, the daughter of a murdered toy store owner, to unravel why the creepy Silver Shamrock Mask Company is flooding the market with pumpkin, witch, and skull masks that kids can't resist, and I, too, would love to have, by the way. Spoiler, it's not just aggressive marketing. The evil genius behind it all, a cackling Irish toy maker with a penchant for Stonehenge and a face like a discount Bond villain, has a diabolical plan to unleash chaos on Halloween night. His masks, well, they're rigged with microchips and a dash of ancient Celtic magic because, well, why not? It's turning kids' heads into bug-infested goo when they watch a trippy TV commercial jingle that's catchier than it has the right to be. It will stick in your head for eons. How many days are left to Halloween, Chris?
Weeks. I've been.
As Chalice bumbles through the robotic henchman, spooky small town, and more plot twists than a haunted hayride, he's got to stop Cochran before trick-or-treating becomes a nationwide exterminator's nightmare, all out of a gloriously weird, synthetic, heavy fever dream that ditches the Slayer vibe for a mix of sci-fi, horror, and what the hell did I just watch? No Michael Myers? No problem. Just pure, unhinged 1980s madness with a side of killer masks and a jingle that'll haunt your dreams. 8 more days till Halloween. Silver Shamrock.
Silver Shamrock. Don't forget to wear your mask, kids, and watch the show tonight.
So all that being said, Chris, I mean, we've talked about how we, as younger teenagers and so forth, watched this and liked it. How, after all these years, where are you on this? Where do you stand on
Yeah,
this particular movie?
I mean, I liked Michael Myers. He wasn't my slasher. My slasher was more Freddy and Jason duking it out together.
Yes.
Discounted Michael, because
Yes.
he's always coming after you. So this being out and seeing it, I think, in a tape store and watching it via VHS, I liked it as a kid. I thought
Yeah.
it was neat. I didn't realize we don't have. I mean, somebody screws up a movie now, the world knows it like that, and it tells you how to think about it too.
Yes.
So this coming out, I didn't realize there was that much heat about this movie until way down the line, where it was like, oh yeah, people hate that because it doesn't have Michael in it. I was like, yeah, it was weird not having Michael, but thought it was a good story. And creeping in now, also a thing about masks after 2020, kind of weird. This movie, watching it again,
Yes.
but it kind of holds up to a neat storyline.
It does.
I will say, being an adult now, mostly, Dr. Disco Dan has got the life, man. He's just got dinners waiting for him across the hospital.
Yep.
Ex-wife hates him, but probably for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And has a scene where he has happy fun time with a nice young girl twice.
Yes.
Before he even asks how old she is.
and I'm going to tell you right now, discount Deborah Winger was pretty good at this.
I like that. That's a good one.
So, all right, Chris, keep talking because I have to step away for just 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah, I will say, while Alan's gone, one of the best points of this entire movie is the commercial of the strobe light pumpkin, bopping its way into our hearts, letting us know how many days to Halloween. And Super Shamrock is where you get the best choice of 3 masks ever, and all full with a goody little computer chip that. Come on, it's 1982. You got a computer chip on it. We all see the computer chip, bro.
and the thing I love about it is, it's 1982 logic too. Just because there's a computer chip on the mask, it's going to create all this.
Listen, we faced so many years of a 3.5-inch floppy destroying the world.
Yes.
On 350 megabytes.
Do you want to play a game?
Exactly. Thermal nuclear war.
Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
So you didn't answer my question though.
Looking back and watching it now, the faults are funny to me now. The fact that, like, oh, he's got it going on with that nurse and that nurse and that nurse,
and like the technician girl, and
he only went around not to find out why somebody died, but because he was worried about that girl of his finding some other man, and just kind of went along for the ride.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I love the fun idea. It's a fun idea. It's that whole we're going to get all the kids. The witches get their kids for Samhain, wild times. So I like the story. I think it's still fun. It's goofy fun for me now as an adult, though, because like I said, you can pick out those weird things. The kills, great. Like robot guy choking someone, car coming. Yep. It has those funny things. It's over the top with the bugs coming out of the kids and the people that are killed in the mask and knocking limbs and such off of these anatomic nightmares. I thought it was kind of fun. It's goofy fun for me now as an adult. So
it's funny. I will tell you that this had one of the kills in it. This had a kill in it that has lived with me ever since I saw it as a 13-year-old.
Right.
When he reaches in and grabs the guy's nose.
Oh, yeah,
right
nose.
Oh, but the way he does it for my wife ears, through the eye sockets and
Yeah, and
pop and twist.
pinches in,
Oh
and
my god! Even as a
that was
kid,
rough.
I was like, "Oh my god!
You
Oh,
could
what
do
the
that?
heck happened?" And if I'm not mistaken, this was PG-13.
Yeah, that's that wonderful rating of
It was.
PG-13 that it
It
was
was.
kinda like parental guidance, kinda more on the guidance part than regular PG. So a lot of things squeezed through with the PG-13 rating that,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
you're 10, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're close
Yeah,
enough.
but I'm gonna tell you that, and then watching it again all these years later, I've seen this movie multiple times through my life, but
Yeah.
watching it for the show where you're really trying, we try to pay attention, a little bit more and so forth. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that kill still works.
It does. It's graphic. I mean, like, it gets right in there, and when you realize afterwards what he was doing, you're like, "Oh, no, that can happen?"
Yeah, yeah. How do you do? How would you do that? And that's what I'm sitting there going. How would you do
Right.
that?
He he
Oh,
he was
it
like,
was fun.
it was good, and then you have I just love the idea of, like, your kids are all wearing a mask. It makes them come watch the TV, and everything's gonna go off, and they're gonna turn to bugs.
and
And
and snake.
because this giant Irish warlock guy, who's also the CEO of Omnicore, from RoboCop, um, he's he's over there just witching it up. Had Stonehenge moved?
Which cracked me up. This time, the first time I watched that, I don't think I paid that much attention, but this time,
Yeah,
you have that quick TV newscast right at the beginning,
right.
towards the beginning, where as the camera like scans by the TV,
Yeah,
as they used to do. That's the way they filled in stuff in a lot of these movies, which I thought was, looking back on it, I think it's a great idea. But then
yeah.
you hear the guy on TV going, "Well, and they don't know where it went or how it got out of here, but there's a stone missing from Stonehenge." And then you think to yourself, okay, that's an interesting, because it never comes up again until the very end of the movie.
Very
Like,
end, I guess
you're
the
like,
payoff. They
oh,
wove
what's
that
all
right into
that?
that payoff, man. Um, I will say this: the cameo by Michael Myers in this is
Yeah,
great, and it like I see now like the movie Scrooged,
yeah,
um, the immortal classic. You have the immortal classic
yep.
Halloween,
Well,
and you get to see him on a TV with inside the kind of we're living in the same universe where that movie is taking place, which as an idea, as this being an anthology and going to
mhm.
continue to tell the stories, Michael Myers being done, it's kind of cool to set up that it's all in the same universe.
Yeah,
That
and had they made another Halloween story, there may have been a section in it where you walked by and you saw the Silver Shamrock commercial going on or something.
right, right, yeah,
And Carpenter has done that before, because even in the original Halloween, you saw the Thing,
hmm
from outer space, which was another movie that he had worked on. So I thought that was kind of a nice little nod to the Halloween franchise when he did that. So
yeah.
I agree.
Plot of this movie though is kind of weird. He's a doctor, doesn't do much doctor stuff,
Mm-mm.
other than leave his family behind because he's got to go to the hospital because one guy got hurt real bad, I guess,
Yeah,
and
or something.
just enough time to have to pull the doctor close to say, Super Shamrock, he loves the commercial. So it's following him. He's funny because he must have some crazy charisma going on.
He's got
Um,
something.
And we go on a field trip with the young girl that's like probably 30 years younger than he is.
Yes, yes, but I mean, but he is Tom Atkins. I mean,
It's Tom Atkins. I mean,
there's that.
it's 1982 Tom Atkins. I mean, guy's got it going.
He's got something going, that's for sure. All
But
right.
yeah, it's great that it's a great setup but it's a huge setup. I mean, we go through this entire thing that there's something weird with these toys, and there's like zombie-like people. Oh,
Yeah.
they're kind of like robots. I don't know what's going on with that, if they're
Nope.
real. we've got, this is a weird tag and a mask.
Carpenter wanted to have the robots all be like 6 foot redhead, um, um, ginger to the match, so like real ultra pale skin with red hair. Then what? And once he tested, he tested it. He was like, no, it'll be too obvious at this point that they're that they have orange juice blood. You know,
Right. Right. Exactly. It's true.
So,
With a little pulp. Little
yep,
pulp.
little bump there.
Uh,
And it's funny because this movie was shot again, as a lot of Carpenter's early stuff was, on a shoestring, um, and they were trying to figure out what they were going to use for the robot blood, and they actually used orange juice concentrate and just didn't mix it
yeah,
thin.
just
They
kind of
kept it
mixed it.
thick, and I was like, as a kid when I saw that again at 13 in the theater, I was like, oh my god, it was so gross.
Magic tricks, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, it's that the special effects growing up through the 80s, people got so unique and went out of the box as
oh
far
yeah.
as finding things that work.
Mhm.
And yeah, the orange juice, it's funny because depending upon the scenes, they're really great ideas on how to
Yeah.
pull this together.
And the fact that they can okay, so like you said, it's a magic trick because it's being through tubes and wires and all this stuff, and the way it coats the hands and all that stuff, and it's
Mhm.
that orange blood. We're watching it, and at no point in time do we say to ourselves, that's orange juice concentrate.
Right.
And then when you find out that's what it is, you go,
Oh,
duh, that's awesome because he
makes
caught
sense.
it. And the reason I said the magic is because just like a magician who pulls the rabbit out of the hat or whatever, it's all misdirection and so forth. And man, that's the reason that you and I say it all the time. That's the reason we absolutely have a thing in our heart for practical effects. I mean, CGI can be used in great ways. It really can, but let's face it, some of those early 90 and mid 90s CGI movies, they're hard to watch now.
Yeah,
You
really.
know, but
It's
you
true.
watch 1981's The Thing, and you're still going, "Whoa!" You're still blown away by
Yeah.
it, and that's
Yeah.
that's
The
a beautiful.
spider still creeps you out.
Yeah,
The head walking off the table. I mean, it's that kind of work that goes into it. Plus, you have Dean Cundy cinematography
yep,
coming over with John Carpenter, which really ups the look of this to
yep.
where it gives you a better view than I think if it was left to someone lesser. I
I
think
agree.
he captured it really well.
I agree. I agree.
And so I give Tommy Lee Wallace a lot of credit for the story behind it, directing, taking this on. You got John Carpenter behind you producing a movie. I think you're in the right room.
Yeah,
Um, and
yeah.
they did a decent job. It's sad that it got the backlash that it did, but we also got better Michael Myers. We
Yeah,
also got some Michael Myers. Wish we didn't get.
yeah.
Um, that's happened. And it's fun to wonder where we'd go if we kept a
Oh,
Halloween
man.
story.
Halloween.
Halloween
Halloween ends. Anyway, I didn't say that.
Halloween 50, and it's where we get a Halloween like 27, and it's Sam, and we get a little trick or treat early because it comes under another thing. That
It's funny that you said that because I literally thought that you said, what could have happened? I said, Sam, we could have gotten Sam earlier,
exactly,
that kind of
exactly.
thing. And it all fallen under the Halloween banner. Wow. My mind is just is right now is blown, Chris. Thank you so much for that, for
Here,
that in my head.
here's something
Yes.
just crossed my mind. We
Yes.
got the ending. We the power of Stonehenge and Samhain, and I'm a witch because I said I was a witch, and children, and we get the crazy special effects that are used, and it represents the dark side of witchcraft and whatnot.
Right.
Um, it matches up a lot with a movie we just watched that thought went overboard at the end with their demon dark side magic in Late Night with the Devil. And
Ooh.
watching the end of Halloween 3, I'm like, it feels like it came in that vein for
Oh,
late night.
again, mind blown. This is why I love doing this show with you, because you always bring stuff up that just makes me go, "Oh my God, that's awesome."
And that
You're
just hit me
right.
now, just talking about it. Like,
You're
oh,
right. That really does feel like maybe Late Night with the Devil has taken that kernel from this movie. And
a little bit.
I'd love to I think I'm going to have to start digging into that, because that sounds like, if it's
Yeah,
not, it should be, even
it's
if it's
fairly
some,
close.
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
got that same over the top ending, that same over the top, and again, trying to to do those types of effects in the early 80s is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
It
We'll,
really,
we'll superimpose all kinds of crazy stuff over top of it. Some will work,
yeah.
some of it not so
Some of it
much.
will, some of it won't. I will say this to you also. From the first time I've seen this movie, even till today, even watching those horrible Halloween, Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills and all those Halloweens, whatever. When I see those masks to this day, I'm always like, thank you for
It is.
for
Keep it
bringing that
alive.
in, right? Because they're all awesome. I mean, they are.
Yeah.
Well, here, I'm gonna show this real quick. There's just something about that pumpkin and especially the skull mask.
The skull mask is on
It's
point.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you see the little girl with the witch mask on, and she's got the witch hat, and I was just like,
Mhm.
that is it. That stuff screamed Halloween to me.
Oh yeah.
I loved the scene in the little town hardware slash goods store, and
Right.
they had the where the dad was from, the key part of the movie, and and you see all those masks on the display, and I'm just sitting there going, man, it screams small town. I love small town horror. I just do.
It
Uh,
is. You
and
feel it if you've lived in a small town, you get it. That the point where you could go to the store and you're going to run into somebody
yeah, yeah.
in a way that um in a different way than the city. It's a
You're
whole
right.
different thing.
It really
Um,
is.
but
Um,
yeah, it brings me back to Five and Dimes, where you would go in and you go to the pharmacy with your grandmother and get some toys from the
oh, it's so
pharmacy.
funny that you said that, because my parents were from a small burb. You can't even call it a burb in southern Kentucky, like 12 minutes from the Tennessee border, called Corbin, Kentucky.
Okay,
And my growing up, that's where my grandparents lived, so we would go down to visit, and um, they had a drive-in theater
mhm.
and a Howard Johnson's.
All right,
And then on the other end of town, they had like a movie theater, and then over time, of course, they started getting the Arby's and that kind of stuff. But
right,
the movie theater that was there is where my mom worked as a teenager,
nice,
and that's where I saw movies like I saw Phantasm. I've
wow,
talked about that in the past. Um, but anyway, those little dime stores that you were just talking about, that is something that I remember as a kid. My grandmother took me into town, which was a strip
right.
of like 5 or 6 stores on one
Couple
side, 5 or
stores,
6
yep,
stores on the other, and then right behind that was the train station uh,
right.
for the L&N Railroad, where my family, my father's brothers and himself worked
Probably a
as.
little diner somewhere.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we'd go in, and it was just like that. And I think that's why I think that particular part of the movie really struck me as something that I
Same,
loved. Same also with in Killer Clowns, when they went into the little pharmacy.
yes,
Because it brings me back to that point, and I didn't. I was never super close with my grandparents, because I mean there was a huge age difference, because
right,
and I was the youngest of 6, so there was a lot going on there.
yeah,
But I remember those times where my grandfather said, "Hey, come on, let's go for a drive," and he would let me shift, or
right,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. And he okay, so this is another. I don't know why I'm going down memory lane here.
Just do
Uh,
it, man. It's this movie. It
my
works.
and you're right. This is what triggered it. My grandfather worked. He was okay. So in not London. I'm sorry. In Somerset, Kentucky, there is the there's a big falls, right?
Okay.
Cumberland Falls. You also have the big lake down in Somerset and all that stuff that goes on down there. And my father, they used to have a what they call Tombstone Junction. Tombstone Junction was a place where a lot of the big country singers was at the time would go through, but they
Okay.
had like the steam engine with the where you'd be on it and the people would be riding up on horses, shooting their guns, and they'd rob the train while you were on it.
Right.
They'd have
Mhm.
shootouts in the
Oh,
street.
I
And
love that. Yeah.
well, my grandfather was the only one that knew how to keep the train running, so that was his. He would
Sweet.
go and pack, and every time he would, if I was there, he'd go, "Come on, let's go," and I'd go, and I'd get to go to the magic shop,
Nice.
and the guy in the magic shop knew who I was, and he would like do that hands-on, up close magic with you
Right.
stuff, and then when I get done, I'd walk out and there'd be a big shootout going on in the streets. I mean,
Uh,
so yeah, that was a lot of, that was a kind of a cool summer for me. And this movie, I know this is really weird to say that, but this movie really brought a lot of that feeling back to me because at this age, because of seeing those little small town things, right,
Yep.
and all that went on. So yeah, it has a special place in my heart. And but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not nearly as good as movies I thought it was the first time I saw it at the age of 13.
No. Yeah, like I said, you can find the ridiculousness in it
Yep.
as an adult now and have fun with it. To where it's not as scary building up. You still have that great story behind it. And it's definitely, I think if you are this old, you can ride this ride kind of thing. To where it hits that back of, like I said, my grandmother would take us to the Five and Dime, which became, like the new Rite Aids and
Yeah.
whatnot later on. But it took me back to that whole, that moment. So that's where it's fun because it's knowing that small town stuff and all those kids wearing those masks,
Mm-hmm.
it's believable. Like that
Well,
dude's gonna
absolutely,
get a lot of
absolutely.
kids.
And I'm going to tell you what, I think this ending is every bit as jarring as a 9-year-old Alan watching the original Fly in black and white.
Oh shit!
If you remember that ending, right? And how bad
Yeah,
if you saw that as a child, I mean, that ending freaked you out,
it was
right?
hardcore.
Help,
Help
right?
me!
But
Yeah,
this ending was every bit as not as creepy, but as strong as that, where he's like, he's on the phone and he's yelling, so good. Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
if you are on X right now watching this, and there are several of you who are, please feel free to join us on YouTube. We'd love for you to join the chat room and let us know what you think
Indeed.
about this movie, on whether or not you believe that.
Yeah, because people love it or hate it. There is no in between. It
Yeah,
seems.
yeah.
Well, I won't say none, but not many people say, "It was okay." It's either one of those, "Oh, I recognize it for what it was supposed to be."
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it as it's supposed to be. Does it hold up? It's an 80s movie.
Yeah.
So time, it's the doctor has to do more than just kind of pry open your eye and be like, "Yeah, he's dying." Um, and his little version of Rosebud is Super
Yeah.
Shamrock. Sends you on a quest to a toy maker who makes some plastic masks with.
I will tell you right now, though, if I could find, and I'm sure they're out there, I just haven't really looked, but I've told you this. I think I know I've told my wife this. If I want a silver shamrock shirt that just has the silver shamrock logo, with the toy,
T
LLC or
Public. I actually was looking at him going, I kind of want that.
whatever.
The skull from this movie is a classic 80s skull look
Yeah.
that it has its own version of skull. Like
Mhm.
say an 80s skull, this is what you're looking at. So that mask alone is just awesome.
It is. But and as far as the shirt's concerned, I've seen some really cool that have the masks and stuff on them.
Yeah.
I just want the shamrock that just says silver shamrock. So
Right?
so that people
The
who
moment.
know will know, and those
Right.
who don't have to know.
Yeah, Super Shamrock. Yeah. Yep. Get somebody go walking past. Go, "Bah, bah, bah, bah." Throw a little strobe light on, take you back.
Oh, I
Um,
tell you.
yeah,
Uh,
the investigation through this movie is silly because it's this doctor who acts more like a cop, uh, tracking everything down to find out that everyone that works in this factory is a robot. Why? Because people suck. That's why.
that's why, because as my dad would say, used to say, because it was written in the script that way.
It
uh,
was.
there.
Um,
Oh my god. This
especially the
movie.
moment where the woman takes like an errant uh, circuit board to the face because some weird broadcast happened at the right time. She was trying to dig into this little thing over here and it
And
shot a
that cartoon electricity jumped out on her.
right, shot a bunch of bees into her head. And the bees came out. It was weird.
Oh,
And they were like, "Is she okay?" "Yes, we took her to the mask factory. They
yeah.
have the best health care."
At what hospital? No hospital. We go to the toy factory.
Yeah. Well, she got hit in the face. I know. We sell masks. Duh.
Duh. She's gonna need one. Did you
She's
see
gonna need
what
one.
happened to her face? She's
Right.
going to need one.
She's half bugs now. Oh, she's fine. Well, you guys live in a town of like 32.
uh,
It's now 31. Where'd she go?
where'd she go? Exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's funny. Not until this last time I watched it did when he got out of the car the first time out of the back of the Lincoln uh, limo or whatever it was he was riding in. I
Right.
said to myself, I said, this guy would have made a great tall man too.
Right?
He had that same feel about him,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Uh,
that death. It's death.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
can't escape death.
Because it's I I want so
Because it was
bad. I
written
want so
that way.
bad to be mean, but I can't be. It's like it keeps every time it wants to jump out of my mouth. And here's the thing: this is not a movie it's good because it's bad movie. This movie
No,
actually has some merit to it.
it
Um,
does.
but
Some.
it's also a movie that Chris and I could pick up our glass and go, "Cheers, everybody," and sit down and watch it and make fun of
The
it for
whole time.
and just laugh and cut up and have a good time. It's a rare
We would have to
movie.
pause the movie just about this guy's interactions with his kids. We would like he is the one that picks up his kids from the smoking section of McDonald's for his weekend. Like this is terrible, dude. Like it's not good. Like he's
He's
just
not
like
he's not it's funny you said he was a doctor that kind of acted like a detective. My wife and I have made this comment. Okay, as a kid, I used to love Quincy.
Mhm.
You know, but as an adult, I now look back and go, "What the hell is he doing? A,
What's he doing?
a coroner is not going to be out there fighting crime, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's what this doctor is, right? He's like Quincy before Quincy.
Right. But the thing is she does all of the
The legwork.
investigation, all the legwork. She knows all the info.
Yeah.
And then is one of those like, "Oh, you lied to me."
Well, and what cracks me up is it's like we're gonna get to the bottom of this. In other words, I'm gonna have a beer, and you're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yep. Why don't you go and get into something more comfortable? We have an entire scene that's going to take place in a couple hours. We're doing it the whole time.
Again, we're gonna be doing it. That's right. Oh
And
my
then when we're done, I'm going to be like, "Wait a minute. You seem kind of young."
god. What cracks me up about that about her is watch the movie and tell me if I'm wrong. There'll be a scene where she's standing a certain way, the light hits a certain way, and I go, she is so pretty. And
Yeah.
then in like 3 minutes, I'm like, ooh, what happened?
Wish.com.
And then, ooh, she's so pretty that, ooh, what happened? It's a weird thing with her. I will say though, her death, resurrection, death, resurrection, death, was totally not needed or necessary. It came so far out of left field. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Knocked her arm off. Oh, come on, man. I knew she's going to come back from
I
that. Like,
know, but
see,
hey, but
knocked
what
your other arm off. Dude, she is the Black Knight. Like, that's just a flesh wound.
but would just the arm I was like, that's awesome.
Oh, this is great. Okay, okay, I see where we're going.
Yeah.
Now he's got just the arm. The idiot laid down next to the arm. He deserves to be choked for a minute. It's
Oh, waiter, cheese, please.
jeez.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sir, would you like some cheese with your movie?
Oh, great. Just whip it up real fast.
Oh,
What else do
so
you want?
much.
You want to
So
see a
much.
robot get crushed by a car and not have any emotion in the middle of it?
Yep.
Got that.
Got that.
Um, yeah, and it was funny how they went over the top with all of these kills to where original Halloween is really held back. You
Mhm.
don't get everything. And this one is like, oh no, she got blasted in the face with witch magic stuff. See? Like
See?
he was wearing a mask. Now they're cockroaches.
See? Well,
See?
and I think that's because this one came after Halloween too,
It's
which was
true.
much more brutal than the
Yeah,
first.
we didn't hold back as much into
And
at
and
all.
if I did not have to work tomorrow, had I start my vacation on Saturday. Had I
Nice.
started tomorrow, I would be going to the theater because at 7:30 tomorrow night,
Yeah.
locally, they're showing Halloween 2 in the theaters.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch going on around us that we've been so busy. We're trying to come back because we got a big trip the end of the month we're doing.
Yeah.
So like everything's going towards that, but there's a couple good movies.
Yep.
It's spooky time, man. Everything's happening.
It's awesome.
Even our local towns, like, hey, we do ghost tours now. And it was like, well, yeah, it's haunted. Duh. I've only lived here for 30 plus years.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're watching us and you're on a different channel other than YouTube, please feel free to join us there and let us know in the chat what you think. Is we're getting ready to rate this movie, and we'd like to
Yeah.
know what you all think as well. Chris, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being this movie transcends all there is, and everyone should see it, whether you like
No.
horror movie or not. No,
No.
one being it, I am angry that I watched this because it's a miserable dredge. 5, on the other hand, hits all the marks. Where would you put this particular movie?
I will say this movie hits all the marks. We've got a full arc here. They stuck with the original story, kind of deviated into some weird stuff in the middle, but we got there.
Yes,
I think we really hit it. The hold up value to it hits the nostalgia part on me,
it does.
which annoys me when that happens because I can't give a real rating because it does it makes me want to go, wow,
Well, this movie
Hold-
should have been.
So I mean, it's a good movie. I liked where they were going.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Carpenter's still a part of it. We're Carpenter fans. It's
Yes,
more
we
than
are.
obvious. So I liked it. I will rate it, and I'm going to be realistic with the rating. Is more like a 7, 6.5
Yeah,
out of 10. It's
Yeah.
not great. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's got a great idea to it.
Mhm.
It's 80s. It's 80s. The
Yeah.
men had it, the women wanted it. It's a weird time. There's
It was-
probably little nose candy somewhere on
Really?
someone's
Really?
everyone's dressing room. It's a fun time.
I will say that Patty Edwards, the secretary slash investigator, whatever, she was awesome.
Yeah.
And again, Stacy Nelkin,
Nelkin, yeah.
who earlier I said was discount, whatever. Anyway, but you had Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins is
He's
one
great.
of those. He's one of those guys that every time you see, it doesn't matter if the movie's good, bad, or indifferent. When you see him, you're like, here we go.
There he goes. Here you go. He's definitely probably a cop
Yeah,
or someone in charge of something.
thrill me.
Let's go. All right,
Let's go.
come on.
So-
And Dan O'Hurley, you can't count him out. He has
Oh,
been
no.
in so many movies and TV shows and all over. So he's kind of it's picking a big name, throwing it in there
Yeah.
as the big bad. So
I
good movie.
will say I agree with you on every aspect. Did it hold up as much as I would have liked her to? No, but you know what? For the time it was released and the fact that it literally did get no love at the time, and it should have. Um, this movie's a solid 6.5 to 7 for me also. Chat, please let us know what you think. If you're happen to be watching this at a later date, leave us a comment. Let us know where you put this movie. Is it a miserable dredge, or is it something that hit all the marks and then some? And that's where Chris and I put it. It hit the marks and then some. But you know what we got to do now, don't you?
Yeah, shit.
Oh, we got to figure out how we're going to do this, and that's to put it on the shit list.
It's better than The Witch.
Yeah, it's a lot better than The Witch, that's for sure. So, for those of you who don't know how our shit list works, it's really simple. It's sometimes hilarious and intentionally tasteless movie list. It The shit list is intended not to be the best movies on top, the worst movies on the bottom, even though that happens to be the case in this instance.
At the moment.
It's more of a how fun was it? Will I watch it again? Will I continue to watch it? Is this something that I could see myself with friends going, "Hey, when you come, let's watch this." Hold on a second. I somehow doubt it, but if he decides, okay. Anyway,
Today is not that day.
today is probably not the day. So we need to put this movie, Season of the Witch, somewhere on our shit list.
Okay, so here's where when I started looking at this yesterday, I went from the bottom up because it isn't a great movie.
No.
There's a lot of movies that I would recommend over this movie, but I
Yes.
can't discount. And like I said, even just now, realizing there might be that kind of nod in Late Night with the Devil,
Yep.
the Scrooge stuff. Like there's stuff to take from this movie, and I think has been taken from this movie
I agree with you.
in a right way. So going from the top, I'm like, you know what? It's better than Death of a Unicorn.
Yes, it is.
Because straight up. So I went to the next level, and we sit at the Swamp Zombies in April Fool's Day. I think it's better than April Fool's Day, only because April Fool's Day, if you get the joke, you get the joke.
Yeah, it's great the first time, but everything after that's a little harsh. I agree. I also believe personally that it's better than Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Okay, yeah.
So then
This is where we start stalling out for me, because I tell you what, Wolf Cop, the first time through, this is stupid. The second time through, I'm like, okay, I get it.
I'm with you. I will tell you that for me personally, I think My Bloody Valentine is probably a little lower on this list than it should be.
Probably.
But I will tell you that I think this goes above Cuckoo.
I'm right there with you. My Bloody Valentine, I think, is better, personally.
Yeah.
So, but
and the 2009 remake is one of those rares for me that I like better than the original.
Right.
So
we're right in line with this one. It's not the worst. There are plenty worse than, and there'll be more that we review that are worse than it.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it does have a place that you watch it, you'll understand the time frame it is. It's a good 80s movie.
Yep. It's not
Tom Atkins.
And it's nowhere near as good as some of the other 80 movies that are on the list. It's not
Lost Boys.
It's not it's or the other vampire film, which is so I mean no. So we're gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna
lock
save
it in
and we're gonna lock it in. Exactly. We're gonna lock it in.
Good times.
So I think that's a great place to put that. I really do. Now the next question we have is another one. Is what are we going to do next week?
What are we going to do next week?
Let's pull up the wheel of names here real quick.
Okay.
And then we can either spin or we can decide. We can decide to do something else. I think that we should probably spin, but that's just me.
I think we should spin it. It's spooky season, man. I believe that the spirits of All Hallows Eve and the veil becoming thinner, it'll choose the right movie.
You think so?
Don't ruin it, dude.
you got an awful lot of faith, man. Anyway, all right.
The veil's getting thin. Thanksgiving too. Damn it.
All right, let's do this real quick here. Boop. All right, so all we have to do is click this here spin button, and once we do, we're going to figure out what we're going to watch next. Is anyone ready? Is everyone ready? Let's do it on the marker. 3, 2, spin that wheel.
Put me
Yay!
on the wheel. Put me on the wheel.
No whammies.
The veil is thin, and it chooses.
Oh, phone
Oh,
talk.
wow.
Oh, ouch.
Wow. Okay,
This
the veil is thin, and it chose that for us
Yeah,
because
I'll be honest with you. This is a movie that I have been purposely kind of putting on the back burner, and every time it comes up, I kind of push it off because I know what happens to
yeah,
to Kurt Russell, who I happen to
we l- we love him.
love Kurt Russell. So,
Come on, man. And
oh,
everything he's in. Yeah. Uh, okay, yeah.
okay.
This is going to be
So,
fun.
so
It's got some great people in it, and
yes, it's great acting. I mean, I I was really hoping for more like the others
right.
or Hush, you know. Uh,
Yeah, I will say, while we're at it, just especially talking about Kurt Russell
yes,
movies, uh, Big Trouble in Little China is one of them. But Drew Struzan, we lost the artist to movie posters, and that really, like we have said it so many times on this
yes,
channel and on other channels when we've been guests, those movie posters, that VHS sleeve art,
yeah,
that's what drew us to these movies. And one of the biggest pictures that I have somewhere that I need to put up is Big Trouble in Little China. I love that poster. It is one of my favorite posters as far as movies go. And he is the artist behind it. And we did lose him at 78 years old. So thank you for everything you've done that brought us to where we are.
yeah. It's amazing how many times we have um give me just a second here. I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. Uh, how many of these types of things that we see that we just absolutely our lives would be different, right? If it
Yeah,
wasn't for this cover art, because
yeah,
you
we
know
locked onto it.
we did. I mean, I told you this that Big Trouble in Little China was one of them for me as well. But like Frankenhooker,
Yeah,
some of the stuff that's on our list that we saw as kids, if it wasn't for that cover art, and we wouldn't have been able
Uncaged,
to watch it.
Uncaged is a
Yeah,
good, great cover art. Terrible movie.
horrible movie, but great cover art, right?
Yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly. So yeah, I heard that today actually, and I was really saddened by that. So, here, let's cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for all the times you've given us. We love you and we appreciate you.
Rest in Paradise.
Hmm. Absolutely. All right, Chris. So next week we've locked it in. We're watching Bone Tomahawk. There's some
We're gonna.
movies on that list that I
Uh,
really don't want to watch. This is going to be one of them.
this is a rough one. I'm not gonna. I've seen this movie and I can't wait to watch it again.
I've seen most of it, but I stopped towards the end. Yeah, this is one that I might have to while we're reviewing it next week. Go, hey babe, you don't want to listen right now. Put your fingers in your ear.
Yeah, earmuffs.
Yeah,
Earmuffs.
get your earmuffs on.
Sensitive folks.
All right. That all being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Chris, is there anything you'd like to say to the crew while we're here?
If you join us live, thank you for joining us in the Talking Dead, our living dead room, where people from all over the world come and tell us we're idiots. We love you
And we like
because
being
we are.
idiots, so that's fine too.
It's okay. So yeah, I bet you LG, the wonderful Luna girl, is going to be putting in the chat the bio link, which is bio.link/graverev. It gives you links to all of our links, social media, Insta, TikToks, all of them. We're right there, including, I don't think I can pull it up here, but we got merch here.
It's
You
one
got
of
the
my
grave
favorite shirts
reviews,
too.
the Thursday night frights on the back. Awesome stuff in there. We'll say go stop there. But you can get in touch with us any medium, including our email there. Send us a message. What do you love? we had somebody reach out onto YouTube with us. And thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
200 movie suggestion. Pretty wild. We'll get there eventually.
A lot of those actually have been already added to
And they're already
our
there.
wheel. Yep, absolutely.
So thank you. Reach out to us on any of those mediums with what your thoughts are on the movie we're covering, on a movie you think we should cover, and we'll put it on the wheel. Might do a little special, a shout out to the movie The Cellar. I'm going to do a little short on it. I got a little sneak peek of it before it came out. Interesting movie. So watch for that on the socials.
Nice.
And yeah, until we meet again, it is the season, because it's always the season. It's either 6 months before or 6 months after spooky season. So stay spooky out there.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our black, jaded, grubby little hearts for coming in and joining us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, whether you're on X, here on, of course, we'd prefer you be here on YouTube because we want you in this chat room. We want to be able to talk with you. We want you to be able to, at any point we're live, go, hey, Alan, hey, Chris, you're wrong. Or, hey, I agree with you. I promise you very much that our Talking Dead do not bite much. They might nibble a little bit, but you know how that goes. Anyway, that all being said,
That's on them.
we have released several short stories under the title of the Tales from the Grave. They are concepts that Chris and I have come up with. Yes, we are using some AI to help us with those because neither one of us are professional writers. But all stories, all concepts, all designs are ours. And they are proofread and they are agreed upon by both of us before they're released. And we try to keep them under 15 minutes. So it's something nice, quick, and easy that you can listen to. And we have a new one coming out. And I think that this one is going to be narrated by yours truly. We shall see how that goes. We're going to try that this weekend to see how that works. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again next week for Bone Tomahawk, I just want to say to you, thank you so much for joining us, and may all of your nightmares be groovy. Have a great night, everybody. See you around.
See ya.